It's here and it's beautiful. We were just finishing a video on how much we wanted and what we wanted from a big CS2 patch, but now instead we've got the joy of bringing you the big patch that we had dreamt of. It's true, Valve really were cooking. The biggest change is to the geometry of it. No, we're joking. It's to the gameplay, and the angle holders, anchors and lurkers among you can rejoice. In what some are referring to as the anti-donk patch, wide swinging is being nerfed. That's right people, Pika's advantage is being toned down and not swinging is actually cool. If we check in on what we were going to complain about, what is certain though is that wide swinging is in. At least online there's no point clearing angles properly or holding them when you could be jiggling or swinging instead. For some this is a freeing revelation and they can play like the 25 average kills and 80 IQ demon they were meant to. For some who like to play a slower style or are often left as anchors, it is suboptimal. It's really difficult to punish over aggression right now, and that can lead to games being a little less tactical FPS and a little bit more Call of Duty. We'd like to see it reined in just a little bit to be closer to what it was like on CSGO, and if there does happen to be a massive patch, this would be pretty high on our list. Thankfully, our complaints were heard before we ever said them. Counter-Strike is about to go back to being more about positioning, and the dichotomy of passivity versus activity is more of a spy versus spy than cat versus mouse type of deal again. We love this change. We've also been kvetching about the lack of modes for casuals, while the hardcore amongst us are happy with just, Mirage, Ancient Overpass and a functioning competitive mode. The TikTok and Valorant generation need more stimulation. Of course, we are memeing, we were missing loads of modes from Go that plenty of people loved, and CS does have the best gunplay in the world. If you're gonna play some other modes, you'd kinda just want it with CS's gunplay. Well, good news, it's not everything you might have wanted, but it is a step in the right direction. Arms race is back in the game with baggage and shoots remade in CS2 and looking sexier than ever. That's not all, obviously. For those of you who like to make cool crafts, is that what the kids are saying? This update is a blessing. You can now put stickers wherever you want and up to 5 of them on a single gun. We're sure this won't be used to make it that didn't take long. And that's just the stuff we can show. Yeah, it doesn't get any better. You can put these stickers on a bunch of new skins too, including possibly the most expensive AK skin released in a long time. And a new knife, which Valve say is used in traditional rituals such as weddings or stabbings, which sounds like the setup to a joke that ends with the word my ex-wife. One more thing, there are Zeus skins now, not like the Greek god or the Ukrainian god either, but the taser. It also recharges after 30 seconds, which means in a typical Virtus Pro round, you can use the Zeus 15 times. Smoke grenades now cast shadows, which, with thanks to Solgo, we know can block light sources. Useful stuff. The M249 sounds a bit different now, which we're certain will make it meta this time. Go on, hands up, who among you has it equipped? You can now listen to your own mic and audio settings to see how you sound before going into a game. Take it from someone who has to listen to their own voice back a lot, you will hate your own voice at first. Or maybe forever in some cases. There are some fixes to subtick shooting which, we don't know what that means, but you'll likely start to feel it soon. The shooting does feel a lot more responsive at the moment, but that could just be placebo because we're told it feels better. There is a refund all button, which is such a minor change, and yet, my god does it feel good. Right, the last few changes are things that happened that were all map related. Not much has changed on Ancient, but Anubis has a whole host of fixes for gaps, collisions and ledges. Overpass similarly had little change and neither did Mirage, but Nuke had a couple more fixes for a few bugs. Vertigo, Italy and Office didn't have much change, but neither did Inferno, which was a bit of a surprise. We thought there might be more to change. We did clarify later that it probably didn't mean that much, but you can listen to what we were going to say about Inferno. Inferno has been a topic of debate recently too, with many believing the small changes have made it feel more claustrophobic. Middle feels quite congested, bracket feels a bit more cluttered, it sort of feels like playing one of those mini versions of maps you see in show matches, or playing on a kid's football pitch as a fully grown adult. Not that we'd ever do that, stop being weird. The changes to Pit are unlikely to be the topic of anyone's problems with the map, but it can lead to things feeling a little less familiar. Some might argue that this is all placebo created from the graphical update. Inferno was, after all, quite a linear and quite a small map. Mid was always narrower than it was on other maps. Entering Banana has always felt like ingesting a litre of Diet Coke and a whole pack of Mentos at the same time. That hasn't really changed, it just all feels very slightly different. The truth, as it so often does, probably lies somewhere in the middle. Not like mid on the map, you know what I mean. The added clutter can make things quite uncomfortable at times, as what little space there is, or was, is sometimes permeated by stuff, just stuff. Visually there's more going on than we used to, and in a game of snap decisions that does matter. But it's also just not that bad. If you liked Inferno on Go, you'll probably be fine on 2, as long as you don't try and, I don't know, hold an angle. Some of this has changed because you can now hold an angle on it, so it should be okay. We really do think the changes don't matter that much, but clearly people are a bit upset with Inferno on CS2. It has only been played once in IEM Katowice, which is pretty remarkable actually. There's still no left-handed option or CL_Bob, so you left-handers might have to carry on learning to be normal. Big anti-cheat update is also yet to come, but we're now even more hopeful than ever that all will be okay. Brothers and sisters, we're all gonna be okay. Are you happy to see the changes? Is this enough to bring you back or keep you playing? What changes would you make? We read everything you type in the comment section, so just don't post anything incriminating or weird. Let us know.